Hello friends, my name is Jake Montanez and this is my self-publishing vlog. And in today's video I wanted to talk about how I'm going to be progressing with the edits that I got back now that I have them returned to me from the editor. There's two different things that are going on with it. One of them was a pretty highly detailed editor letter that she sent me. It was about 5 pages long. May have talked about this in one of my earlier videos. Just describing a lot of the key issues and points that she had with my story. And then there was the edit itself. And what she did was cut out a lot of extraneous words, filler words like nearly or just, stuff that I don't really think about when I'm in the process of writing. I just throw them in there, which makes sense. They just don't add anything to the story. And the other part of it is off to the side, she threw down a whole bunch of just little comments or questions that she thought might need clarification or a better way of describing or talking about a particular scene or a paragraph that didn't quite gel with her, or places where she thought was confusing. And it's really interesting to see those, to highlight them to me, because I, as the writer, am very involved in the story to the point where I have blinders on, and I recognize that fact. And I think all good writers should know that they're not going to be the ones that are going to be able to objectively review what they're writing. And I may interpret everything exactly the way I want them to be because I know what I have in my head when I write it down. But that translation from my brain to somebody else through text doesn't always come across. So I've doing a two-phased or a two-tiered approach to this edit that she's got. And the first phase is that I'm going to be just going through line by line every single little tiny word that she wants to cut. I'm just going to cut them unless I completely disagree with what she has chosen, which is fine. And she says that in her letter. She will always default to my choices because it is my story and my vision, and that's what I'm going to do. I've actually blanket at this point. I'm about halfway through this first phase of the edit. I've agreed with 95% of what she's thrown down. There's a couple of ones where I said, yeah, I actually have that in here for a reason. I want that to stay, and I left it. When I finish up with that cut through, I think there's about 7,000 words that she chopped out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them side by side with the edited version that I've updated versus the edited version that she supplied, so I still see all of the original text that I had and the areas where she wants them cut. And a lot of those cuts aren't necessarily chop all of this out. It's, hey, take these concepts or ideas or these thought bubbles that I've got going on, because I do a lot of internal monologuing and whatnot with my characters, which I agree is kind of weird, but at the same point, my characters do converse with their magic abilities in their head a lot. It's kind of a psychological or a telepathic sort of communion with their powers. So some of that does need to be there. So while I am cutting out a lot of the stuff because of her guidance and her suggestions, a lot of them are also, hey, please reword this in a way that flows better so it's not as obtrusive to the reading process. So that's going to be the second phase of writing. Once I've got those initial cuts out of the way, that's when I'm going to go back and have them side by side and go, okay, what did I have before that I have chopped out because of her original recommendation, and how do I reword it based on what I had before? And my hope is that once I get all of those two elements together, the initial cut and the rephrasing portion of things, it'll be back up to close to my 80,000 words that I had for the original manuscript. And I'll see if she's willing to take another look at it, either as a courtesy read through just to make sure that it all makes sense the way I've recut everything, or if she wants to do it as a full edit, I can pay for some of that too. It probably won't be as deep as the original one was, but even then, I don't think she had done a terrible job so far of going through the story and finding out the elements that didn't work. So I'm pretty pleased with everything that I've seen so far, and I can't wait to finish working on that. And hopefully I can get that finished up soon and get a nice turnaround, because my goal is the end of August, which we'll see if I can make it. I'm still waiting on some artist work to come back, and that's been a lot slower jog than I thought it was going to be. So we'll see. Um, If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them of me. I would like to answer them, whether it's about writing or whether it's about my story in particular. And I also do have a GoFundMe that I have a link down and below because the stuff does kind of get expensive, and any help that I can get to support getting the editor work and the artistry and cover art and map making, whatever the internal stuff that I need, formatting the book, it goes a long way to have some additional help. So if you want to check out that GoFundMe, it's there's a link down below, either on my bio or in the comment section. Um, Other than that, thank you very much. Have a nice day.